if we're given a function, so we have f of x equals the quantity x minus 2 multiplied by the quantity x plus 4. Let's go ahead and find the x-intercepts for that function. So we know if we take x minus 2 and we set that equal to 0, and we take x plus 4 and we set that equal to 0, that we can find our x values of our x-intercept. So we know that we'll have one x-intercept at the coordinate pair 2, 0, and another at the coordinate pair -4, 0. So let's go ahead and put those, plot those onto our graph. Now that we have our x-intercepts on the graph, let's go ahead and plot our vertex on the graph as well. And once you have the x-intercepts, finding the vertex becomes a simpler process because the x value of the vertex is going to be halfway in between the x values of your x-intercepts. So if we look at our x-intercepts, they are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 values apart from each other. So that means our vertex would be 3 away from -4 or 3 away from 2, which puts the x value of our vertex at -1. And once you know the x value of your vertex, so let's go ahead and put vertex here. So if we know that the x value is -1, we can find the y value by plugging that in. So if I put -1 minus 2 times -1 plus 4 and then solve that, I have -3 times +3, which means my vertex is at -9. So my vertex is at -1, -9. So let's go ahead and plot that on our graph. And we can start to see the shape of this graph take place. Now, our vertical line that goes through the vertex, we call that our axis of symmetry. So let's go ahead and draw that in as well. We're going to do that in green here. A lot of times we'll use a dotted line for that. So we have a vertical line at x equals -1. And that line is going to split our graph in half, so that line is a line of symmetry. So let's go ahead and draw our graph now that we have our reference points on there. Remember, a quadratic graph is called a parabola and it has a U shape. So a lot of times I like to start from the vertex and I do my best to try to make it, again, it's a sketch, so it's okay if it's not perfect, but to create that U shape. And there we have our graph with our x-intercepts labeled. We have our vertex. We have our line of symmetry. We could put our y-intercept in there as well. So looking at the graph, it looks like our y-intercept is at over 0, down -8, and that is what the y-intercept is. So we have a pretty accurate looking graph. So that is the process of taking your equation that's given to you and breaking it down into finding your intercepts, your vertex, and making your sketch of your graph.